This morning we looked at one of those passages in the scriptures that on the surface it doesn't seem to have any great profound aspect to it. This is one of those things that Martin Luther, Calvin, for example, had issues with. But we'll see if we can unpack it a little bit. From the 3rd chapter of the letter of James. Don't be in any rush to become a teacher, my friends. Teaching is highly responsible work. Not the workers are responsible, but the work is. Sorry, I had to get that in.
I resemble that remark.
Teachers are held to the highest standards, and none of us is perfectly qualified. We get it wrong nearly every time we open our mouths. If you could find someone whose speech was perfectly true, you'd have a perfect person in perfect control of life. A bit in the mouth of a horse controls the whole horse. A small rudder on a huge ship in the hands of a skilled captain sets a course in the face of the strongest storm. A word out of your mouth may seem of no account, but it can accomplish nearly anything or destroy it. It only takes a spark, remember, to set off a forest fire. A careless or wrongly placed word out of your mouth can do that. By our speech, we can run the world. Turn. That makes more sense. You can turn harmony to chaos. Throw mud on a reputation. Send the whole world up in smoke. And go up in smoke with it. Smoke right from the pit of hell. This is scary. You can tame a tiger, but you can't tame a tongue. It's never been done. The tongue runs wild, a wanton killer. With our tongues we bless God, our Father. With the same tongues we curse the very men and women He made in His image. Curses and blessings out of the same mouth. My friends, this can't go on. This is the word of God for the people of God.
Thanks be to God.
Now you see why Calvin and Luther, Jan Hus, the Czech reformer, why they had a little bit of problems with this. Because a passage like this, there are no miracles taking place. There are no angels appearing. Nothing, no quotes from the prophets or from Jesus. It's just an observation that strikes at the heart of humanity. It was this passage that John Wesley looked to when he began to pull together this doctrine of Christian perfection. Notice that James said, if you can find such a person who is in control of their words, you will find a perfect person. This is what Wesley referred to as being made perfect in love. He said, I've known 5 people, and I've said this before, but for those of you who were asleep the last time, Bob.
I resemble that remark.
Totally unsolicited, not rehearsed. I've known 5 people who have reached Christian perfection in love. He said, I won't tell you who they were, who they are. Because if I do, you'll start to worship them instead of the one that they worship. He went on to say, if you claim to have reached perfection, you're not there. Because only God can determine perfection. Now, we can kind of surmise, based on his writings, who these people were. Two of them were obvious. His mother, who was, anybody that can raise 19 kids and keep her sanity is a saint. The other was his brother Charles. Now, John had a lot of problems with his brother, particularly when John tried to edit Charles's hymn. The third was the Countess of Huntington. She was the major bankroller of the early Methodist movement. Fourth, we think, was an unnamed coal miner up in Newcastle who had just reached in the depths of the earth the soul of God. The fifth, no clue. But he said they're out there. The people whose words echo in the halls of heaven. Now, the reason I mention that is because yesterday I had the chance to be at the District United Methodist Women's Gathering over in Dillon. And, oh, what a gathering it was. Women from across western Montana. And the theme of this gathering was, we all have a story to tell. And one of the things that we did was, there was objects up along the front of the sanctuary. And we were, boy, it's tempting to do that. But I have everything over in the truck, and I don't want to leave y'all wait. We counted off into groups of 3. And each group came up and selected an object. And then each person described what that object said about their faith or about their life. Maybe we should try that. I want you to look around the sanctuary and pick an object. Now, if you're looking at me, I'm the wrong object. Don't everybody pick me. Would anyone like to say what their object is? Candle. Cross.
Stained glass.
Stained glass.
Base.
The banner? The font.
The base.
The vase?
Base.
Oh, the base. These words that just trip off our tongue are used to describe our world. I looked up this morning, and the concordance that I use from the New Revised Standard Version says that there are 906,937 words in the Bible. That's a lot of words. Now, not 906,000 different words. I mean, the is used 21% of the time. But the Bible uses all these words to describe relationships, history, miracles, angels. Uses them to describe the will of God among God's people. All these words that are are used to describe something that no one has ever seen. Imagine the words that we use so casually. George Carlin, the famous comedian, made a very handsome living describing the bad words. He started off with 7 bad words. He said, words are not bad or good. It's how they're used defines their character or their intent. So I want you to imagine for a moment that you only have, of all the words in the English language, American English or British English or Australian English, pick one. No one knows how many words there are. There's a lot. But imagine if you only had one word. For however many years you have left on this planet, you can pick one word. And that's the only word you're allowed to use from now on. What word would it be? What speaks to the character of who you are? What speaks to the nature of your deepest desire? Is it family? Nation? Is it church? Is it bobcats?
Is it God?
You see, James knew that the people reading his letter were going to interpret what he meant. And he said, you need to be careful because the world is listening to what you say. The world is listening for your intonation, for your emphasis. The world is waiting. And in the absence of the word of hope, will fill its ears with all manner of noise. You see, when we read something like James, talking about bits for horses, or rudders for ships, or a spark for a flame. He was using language that everybody reading this letter would have understood. But we can no longer assume that people know what a rudder is. There's a lot of people in this valley who have never ridden a horse. Some have never sat by a campfire making s'mores. It's true.
Scandalous.
There are some who have never heard the Word of God. They've never heard that love is real and stronger than all the hate in the world. They've never had a Christian say to them, I'm not trying to convert you. I just want you to know that I care. Because what they hear from Christians, and when the hurricane was hitting the Carolinas, some TV preacher got on and said, those people deserved it. It had nothing to do with rising barometric pressure and all that other fancy scientific jargon. God was smiting the Carolinas. Now I want you to imagine if you're in the Carolinas and you've been going to church every day of your life and you've been praying to God and you've been doing all that. someone saying your faith isn't good enough. Or imagine you know, the gospel has been neglected in your home. No one ever told you about Jesus or salvation or anything like that. Why would you want to follow or believe in a God like that? That is that arbitrary or that mean or vengeful or something that you didn't even know was a problem. Because the church that around you has been saying, you're the problem. You're the one who deserves nothing to it. Because God is only interested in keeping score. Those are the words that are getting out there. But we have a choice. We can say all these objects, all this stuff describes nothing. All the things you can touch aren't real. Or we can say all these things, all this, speaks to the person of God. What do you think that God hears when God hears your voice? What the children were just hearing about. When God hears your voice, does God say, who? I can't believe you just said that. Why would you curse someone that I created and called good? Why would you say there is no hope, that love is dead? Why would you buy into that? The hate in the world. When the word of hope and love and grace and mercy and life were spoken deep into your heart. You see, James knew that Christians, people who follow the one we call Christ, people who follow him, should echo his words. Not as puppets, but as people who have been transformed and empowered and redeemed in his image. Because that's what he came to show us. That this thing that you're given, this life, is an indescribable gift. But this thing called life must be described in order to be shared. And how we share it is real and true, or it's worthless. The word of grace. What is the word that God speaks to you this morning? What is the word that is reminding you that all of this, all the words that you have been given, the one word that you depend upon, that you have based your whole life upon, all of those words, when they're brought together, make beautiful music. Because when we leave this place, we take our voice with us.